Greetings, one and all. Hope you are doing well. We are going to be doing some art and animation for tonight. We have a variety of things that need to be done, and I'm just going to kind of go forward with it without too much planning. We got a couple of things that we're going to attempt to do, but we're going to begin off with finishing up this animation, which we began the other day. Gotta wait for it to finally kick in. There we go. We're going to finish up this animation, and that way I can set it rendering overnight and have it published tomorrow. We have some other things that might be taking place. I was going to be doing some tablet drawing tonight, but alas, the painting software that I purchased is not functioning properly, so it might not actually work. We will wait and see. But anyway, without further ado, I'm going to dive into this. If you have questions, be sure to ask. But otherwise, I'm going to try and keep the rambling to minimum, but people who've been around here know that I will ramble regardless. Oh well. I'm here early, and this ain't Fortnite. Tis true, Cobisme. How are you doing? Yeah, we are doing Fortnite tomorrow at 10:30 Alaska time in the morning. Tonight we are doing art and animation. Now, this is a good portion of the stuff we got planned for some of our content moving forward. It's I know it's not the most exciting stuff in the world, but it has great potential for some projects we have planned. So I'm looking forward to seeing how these things turn out, but it's going to be a little dry until we kind of reach that point. Just got done with Fortnite. How small is Alaska? My friends live there. Yes, indeed. Alaska is a very modest size, only about between a fourth and a third of the U.S.'s full size. I always like to joke with some of my Texas friends about how tiny their state is because Alaska is just such a behemoth compared to them. Were you victorious with your games tonight? And if so, well, if not, how close did you get to the top? I'll try to send your way. Well, you're very kind. So much bigger than I think. I live in Texas. Texas is big. I had fun, but no, that's unfortunate. Yeah, we are over twice the size of Texas. That's a gigantic size. If you were to literally cut Alaska in half, Texas would be the third largest state in the country. And so, we have a lot of wonderful territory to be able to explore up here. There's no limitations on the adventure you can have up here, it seems. When I first moved up here, I've always known about how big Alaska was. I mean, my parents inundated me with all the information about Alaska growing up. And so when I came up here, I was very familiar with all the ins and outs of the state. I knew about the type of animals to avoid. I knew the type of weather gear that you need to have. It's the gear you need based upon the weather. I knew about all the fishing sort of techniques. I was familiar with all the challenges with our mining operations up here, and learned a lot. I'm sure I'd love that. I'm not sure I'd love that cold. Well, now here's the thing, Cobisme. Most people that move up here to Alaska traveled here on vacation, and they fell in love with the state because they realized it's not a frozen wasteland. I'm actually in a very mild area. In fact, it is colder in New Jersey right now than it is up here. New Jersey is colder. Greetings there, Bastion. We actually get up to 110, 120 degrees in some parts of the state. So Texas, but bigger and with snow. I mean, Texas technically does get snow, but yeah, we get a bit more, and our mountains are far better. This state is absolutely beautiful. It's hard to imagine a place that is more cinematic than Alaska. If you thought Lord of the Rings was in a beautiful country, you would be right. But compared to Alaska, it pales in comparison. I'm waiting for Alaska's heyday when we get seen as one of the most cinematic regions in the world. But it's kind of hard to come up here and make films, so the few film companies that we did have up here, they kind of got cold feet and left the state. In fact, I knew one of the guys who was working on the crew, and he was all upset because he missed out on an opportunity to really make it big. Oh well. We don't really see snow, and when we do, people don't do well. Better mountains, huh? Oh yeah. The mountains you have down there in Texas, those are just foothills. Literally, if I walk out my door, I can actually go to a mountain that is close to the tallest mountain that you have in Texas. And it's just out my back door. So you can imagine the views that you get up here. I can look out once I cross the bridge near my home, and I can see Mount McKinley from far away. 300 miles. No. Was it 300? No, it's 130 miles. It's 300 to another landmark. I was getting my locations mixed up. 130 miles that way. And I can see it on a nice, clear winter day. Summertime, not so much, because we have a lot of forest fires, and it comes with the territory. Honestly, it's a sign of a healthy forest system, you could say. I'm trying to think of a mountain. I can't picture one. Yeah, actually, you know, let me pull up a photo that I took just outside my door. Well, not exactly outside my door, but, you know, figuratively. Photos. Where are the photos? Here we go. Finals, because this one had to be cleaned up. Okay, where is it? Nope. It's not there. Oh, I'm in the wrong area. That's why. Photos. Bingo. Aha. Finals. So here are some photos of the area. We have nearby this mountain range. That is Kenai. We have this area right here, which is Eagle River. Beautiful mountain range. Beautiful. And it's never the same. Every year it's something different. This one right here, we had snow and in early fall. So it made absolutely stunning imagery. Want to go and see Mammoth Rock? That's relatively nearby. But all those mountains back there are gigantic. Massive glacier on top of there too. Here's another view of that area. And to think, that's not my back door, basically. Go out and see a massive rock with gigantic seals. These seals are as big as a human. Actually, some of them are bigger. And the waves that were crashing on there, that thing is gigantic. That thing stories into the air in some areas. These rocks are gigantic. And when the boat was right next to it, you just realized as you're going up and down, holy smokes, that's huge. But anyway, that's a little bit of Alaska. It's a photo of a bear that I took a while back. Definitely not the Alaska I was picturing. Yes, indeed. It is such an incredible state. You got everything from the tundra to rugged coastline, savage bears that are... I can't zoom in. Come on, zoom in. And I just want to zoom in. The bear's playing with his food. And the magpie back there is very upset that the bear won't give him a snack. We have beautiful birds everywhere. There, we can zoom in on this one. We got eagles galore. Man, there are eagles everywhere. Good luck trying to take a photo of them, though. They're a little challenging in many occasions. But I did get one photo. We have quite the contrast there of the two eagles. Beautiful birds. And these things are everywhere. Anyway, that's your pictures of Alaska for today. By the way, I was trying to do some photography and have a photo gallery, but everyone here is a photographer. Good luck trying to get noticed. Everybody does it. So, yeah, it ain't going to happen if you want to try and make it up here. Yeah, I've known a couple of people. They come up here just for a quick trip, and they end up staying. A lot of people ended up that way. You could say my dad ended up that way. He had never been to Alaska, but the moment he came up here, he was like, yep, this is where I want to be. I was a world traveler. I didn't have any home of record, technically. I mean, sure, I was technically an Alaskan because of my family, but I grew up in the military, so thus I had no home of record. My home was basically the airport or a car. And then when I moved up here, now I'm stuck here, you could say. But you come to love it. By the way, folks, just so you know, we are going to be starting Fortnite tomorrow earlier than normal. We've done this before. We're going to do it again, and we're doing it a little bit more, you could say, because I'm trying to get some projects done, and I can't spend the majority of the afternoon doing Fortnite. So what we're going to do is we're going to start earlier in the day. We're going to see how it goes. It might be a dud. I don't know. But we're going to be ending about maybe around 2 in the afternoon for me. That way I have some time to be able to go over and finish up some more projects before the day is out. Then we'll be doing more animation most likely in the evening. I need to limit Fortnite for some stuff. And lurk mode engaged. Indeed, lurk away. You know, that does remind me just about how many projects I have that I need to finalize. And I've cut out all of my own personal gaming just because I want to make sure. Oh, look at that. Bastion did a silver dump. Okay, I still need to get a sound effect for that. All right, let's see. All users. Bastion. All right, we're doing a silver dump here. Ba 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 ba. Where is the button? Where is the button? Here we go. Wait a second. Let me see. There's something amiss. Why is it not doing that? Yeah. Okay, there we go. All right. 3, 2, 1. Channel points for Bastion. He now is at 23 pieces of silver. Silver bars. Silver dollars. You know. Increase. Would it be like a cha-ching sound for the silver dump? Or is there something where somebody's shouting out silver or whatnot? I mean, we could get the Lone Rangers and have him when he's shouting out silver. Or that. You know what? I think that would work. Oof. My bad. Wrong button. Oh, I was wanting to change that music anyway. There we go. Now that thing has been fixed. So that's the sound effect we're going to do for that. Make a note of that. Silver dump sound effect. Not half bad. Needs to be a little bit more refined, but that comes after the majority of this animation has been completed. I got a lot of progress done today. Not as much as I wanted, but a lot more than I have been able to get done. Now, it does raise some questions about some of the deadlines for the projects, because I'm nearing the end of one of them, potentially two. And I'm kind of curious to see how they're received. I've learned never assume that it's going to be a success. Never assume anything will be a success. In fact, it's best to assume that everything is going to be a failure. That's how life goes. Am I a bit of a pessimist? No. I'm a realist. And I've learned over time that being a realist is the best way to stay stable and not to deceive yourself. Because there are going to be things that take place that you are going to have to kind of face reality in a harsh way. And you are going to have to accept the difficulties that come knocking at your door. If you are more likely to accept them earlier, you're able to maybe correct and avoid some of the challenges. Maybe, just maybe, you won't be able to avoid them. But at least you can say that you tried. You know, earlier today, I went over to Dan Vask's stream. Now, I've tried to avoid going to people's streams for the most part. Dan Vask is one of those people that are in the gray category for me, because he's disconnected from a lot of things that happened. And while what he was doing on his stream was Red Dead. Now, it was very nostalgic to see. And I was left with the memory of what it was like to try and make a Red Dead RP channel. Now, I don't really go into what the original plan was for Milo's Adventures, but I can say it now that enough time has passed and that the reality is that it's not going to happen at this point. But I was originally trying to create an RP channel. I was not making any revenue that would have been sufficient for my work with the YouTubers. I knew it. I knew that. I saw the money coming in, and I realized, dang, I'm going to be broke soon. And so I proposed an idea. Let me have a chance to try and do an RP server. And it was never promoted, strangely enough. People were intrigued. People all were praising it and saying, yes, we wanted something like this. But the people that I needed to back it, to give us the chance for success, were standing off. In we're not sure we want to do this. Even though all the people were asking for it. Why did they do that? I don't know. What was the big reason for it? Honestly, I think it was a little bit of a fear of what could happen if it took off. And there were channels like that. They were being successful, and there wasn't really an understanding of why they were successful. And so thus, Leadership felt like they were not in control of it. We were going to have about 5 to 10 people streaming on a regular basis. And I think it could have done well. But it didn't happen. And I was curious as to why. Why was it something that people were so encouraging of, but then at the same time very discouraging of? In fact, there was a shout out given, unintentional. Somebody, a part of the crew, gave a shout out to us. It was the only shout out we ever got. The reason why? It wasn't permitted. So thus, any chance of trying to get that thing up and running was gone. And I still wonder if it could have worked. I do believe that it could have. But the question is, would it have been good? Would it have been something I could say, yes, I'm glad I have done this? Probably not. If I'm to be completely honest. I think that there is a very high chance I would start feeling guilty doing it. Guilty because it's trivial. It was incredibly trivial. So imagine you've gone to college. You have this desire to want to make a wide range of products. You have been writing scripts. You've been practicing your skills. And then you go out and you make an RP server. It's kind of actually a bit shameful when you think about it in that term, even though people enjoyed it. So I was trying to find ways to grow it, to make it kind of more worthwhile. Well, that's why I started getting the idea for expanding the story, making it a legitimate story, something that an RP server doesn't typically have. A narrative-driven performance that is almost like you're watching a stage performance. In that sense, that could be really something. And because, well, honestly, what I needed was actors. I didn't need gamers. Gamers were making it too difficult for me because they had the gaming instinct take over. They couldn't perform. So thus, there was never a chance for it to work. But it's still a good experiment. I learned a lot, and I now have a series of ideas to take into the future. Something I would not have had if I had not taken that path, or if someone had actually backed the project. You have to fail sometimes in order to be able to find success. Christmas chocolates were half off, so I can say I only got a few bags of chocolate. Only got a few bags of chocolate. Well, special. Well, Bastion, that's good that you're showing such restraint. Almost there. But there's an interesting point about what I meant by there was shame. How many of us would say, you know what, I don't want to do X, Y, or Z because it's not honorable? In this modern age, very few people want to say that. But it's very important that we do take into account that there are things in this life that are shameful. There are some things that are just childish and trivial. There's a reason why I don't encourage people to go into the streaming world. It's trivial. It's childish. Now you can make it work. Honestly, I do think it could be done correctly. But I don't think the average person can do that. I don't even claim to be doing it right. I think it's that we all have the ability to take something and make it, and really make it a success. But it takes wisdom to take something that can be successful and make it good. There's a reason why we don't take a lot of the gimmick routes. And it's because it's so easy to fall into the vices of this world. And streams can become culturally very destructive. Art can get that way too. Any job can get like that. But performances tend to get to be an even bigger problem than your average career field. And I've seen enough streamers at this point to know that this is true, beyond a shadow of a doubt. Lovely. So Light tricked me to get these Pepe. Oh no, Yowl. Exactly. Bastion, you've been tricked. How could you be so naive? Demand your money back. Now, there are times when it comes in real handy, honestly, to do a streaming life. If you're financially in a tough bind. Pepe's going to war. Give me back my money. Let's say you're handicapped. You can't go out and do a normal job. This might be the sort of thing for you. But still, it's a world of isolation. Oh, Okay, smokes. That's an interesting tool here. Wait, it's not there. Where's this tool? Oh. No? Options. Where's options? Transform effects location. Oh. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. How do I do this? I need to change all of the ones right here in this point in time. Hey, cool. Okay, now how do I do this? I do it by exploding it out just a little bit. But now it's all going to go right back. That's a problem. I mean, it makes interesting up there, but wait a minute. What if I grab all these, come over to the graph editor? Oh, look at that mess. Orderly mess, but still a mess nonetheless. No, that's not how to do it. How do I do this? I need to, I feel like I need to grab each of these through a empty of some kind. What if I was to do this? Oh, wait a minute. So it's right here. Just a second. I'm gonna get myself a snack on while I figure this out. BR Jason says, "Whatever you're eating, do you have enough to share with the rest of us?" I do indeed. Where would you like me to send this? I have a couple of dry pretzels all ready for you. Here's BR Jason, one for you. We'll leave that right there. And here's one for Bastion, a smaller one because he had some chocolate earlier. And yeah, I think I have maybe a couple more to share around, so be sure to mention which one you want. How are you doing, sir? Poor Bastion's mad now. Oh, he's nodding. Oh, I see. It doesn't show it on Restream. Oh, there we go. Okay, on the Twitch side it shows that, but on the Restream side I just see him with a scowling face. I get to because I'm on 2 platforms. Oh, yes, indeed. Okay, we will give BR Jason 2 pretzels. And because they're nice and dried sourdough, they will last in the mail. So just make sure that it doesn't end up getting delivered on a day where there's rain, and they should be perfectly fine. We're doing a final touch-up to the animation from the other day. This was a quick little project, mostly because I didn't have anything planned for the Christmas stream, and so I made this part of it just for the sake of it. Wonder why that was not selected. So I'm trying to just refine the animation a little bit, and then we'll call this one quits and we'll move on to the next thing for the evening. I would get 3 if you were on Rumble. I am on Rumble. Ah, see now, a little bit of a trick. See, we're not just on Alaska Man Jeff. We are also over on Castercraft. Castercraft is where the art and the animation, solely the art and animation, goes. Want to be able to see some of the latest animations? You come over here and you can be able to watch things like Distracted, the Lego short. But yes, that's why it doesn't appear on your end. So if you're over there, then you can get 3 pretzels. Just send it by one of your terror birds or one of Bastion's ducks. What do you call it? Sorry, I couldn't help. Okay. Here is the other platform. This is the Rumble side. Aha. I got 3. Okay, well, I have 3 pretzels. Technically I have 5, but we can't. We don't have 5 platforms right now. So there's just enough for you to get 3, Bastion to get half of one, and me to have another one. How's your break been, BR Jason? Have you had a chance to feel like you've gotten caught up on everything now that you've had some time off? Or do you end up like me, where it feels like every time you get ahead on something, you end up kind of sliding backwards and feel like you're way behind? Right now, here's the experiment we're going to do here. I just selected all of these points. I want to isolate them. And now, we're going to come here and stretch it up in the wide. Nope. Oh no. Let's see here. Copy to all selected. Come on. Let's try this. Oh, come on. We don't want that. No scale. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Actually, that will work. We scale it like this. We're going to scale it up from the cursor. Almost. You have to feed the duck and the terror bird who's delivering it too. My break hasn't been productive enough. I'm doing everything in slow motion. I can relate to that. Hopefully you find some chance for the next few days to feel like you're really getting up to speed. I know for me, earlier today, I got to sit down and for the first time in a long time, got to write 3 hours uninterrupted for projects. It was a lot of work that I got ahead on, but it wasn't enough. I was slow, but compared to what I have been, I was fairly fast. Over the next few days, I want to ramp up, get faster and faster each day, doing a little bit more, a little bit further. And honestly, I think that the next project is really going to be nice. Oh boy, just what I always wanted. Cheap, fake, bot viewers. Get out of here. We don't want that. Twitch, fix your platform. Man, stupid bots. So I can't go into it yet, but I will be giving you guys the update very, very soon. And I don't know what the final is going to look like, but I've been working on it for a year. How do I not know what the project's going to look like? Because I don't know what the final platform is going to look like. Is it going to be print? Is it going to be digital? Is it going to be media related? Is it going to be... I don't know. But the elements are going to be there. I don't know what people would prefer, honestly. I don't know if people are going to... How many people are going to be interested in a book? I don't know how many people are going to be interested in a video. I don't know how many people would be interested in a comic or in something else. I've asked that question before publicly a couple of times, and I've gotten very mixed responses. And so for this project I've been working on, I don't know what the final platform is going to be, but I know what I want what I want the content to be. So I'm very curious, honestly. I'm very curious to see what people are going to want to see for this. And then I'm going to try and remake it in that sense over January so that it is something that people would actually find an interest in. And if they don't find an interest in it, well, then I'll probably take the cheaper route to kind of get it finalized. But anyway, that's what I've been working on this break. And that's what I'll be continuing to work on over the coming days. Right now I'm trying to find the best way to move this graph around. And unfortunately, I'm not seeing an easy way to do this. By the way, BR Jason mentioned about terror birds. Did you know some of the most sightings of the thunderbird happen in Alaska? Now, I have never seen the bird, but some of the claims are quite interesting. Oh, here's the thing. The car? No, the bird. The giant bird. The Thunderbird. X. Okay, just a second here. I think we got this here. Yeah, there we go. 1.5. 1.75. There we go. Now we have Y. 1.75. Yeah, there we go. Huzzah. Now we come to the very end. We change. Copy all to selected. Copy all to selected. Why is this not working? We want all these to be 1. Copy all to selected. What the? Oh. Clear keyframes. Okay. Now hide that one. Now select the rest of these. And clear keyframes of scale. There we go. That should work. What's a Thunderbird? Oh, come now, BR Jason. You must know your cryptids. A Thunderbird is a mysterious creature that nobody has been able to effectively document. But the rumors abound, the claims abound, and there is a belief that it is a creature akin to this, or maybe this, or maybe it's a pterodactyl. Nobody knows. Zapdos. I want that. I know that one. It is on the list of cryptids that people regularly claim to see. Now, the stories are very compelling. Well, to me, they're compelling. But there's a lot of fakers out there. A lot of fakers. And so, trying to find the Thunderbird has become a very difficult task because, well, myth and mythology have started to take over, and thus the bird has started to disappear and a monster has started to take its place. The Native Americans all claim to have seen this thing. And there are some people here in the US that claim to see it. Now, some people claim to see it up here in Alaska. Now, what is it really? We don't know. It could honestly be a pterodactyl. It could just be a bit of an oversized eagle. But you know what the claims are? Is that it's not much bigger than something like this. Maybe it gets up to this size. And if it does get up to this size, I've actually heard the stories that a small plane would fly alongside it and they would realize the bird was as big as their plane. Little plane, you know, little Piper Cub or something like that. That the wingspan was as wide as theirs, as their wingspan. Big mystery. We don't know if they're real, but we have the fossils to kind of suggest that they could have existed. And the question is, how recently have they existed? Big mystery. But America is where Thunderbirds are the most likely location to find it. But you know, there's another country that is notorious for seeing a gigantic eagle-like creature. You know what that is? What is the second country that claims to have a bird that is kind of that size? This is actually really fascinating. All right, Canada. Or is that too easy, I guess? Don't use a Thunderbird to send us our pretzels. You'll have to feed it too many pretzels. It won't be worth it. All right, here it is. It's Australia. Recognize this movie? You didn't know it was based upon a mythology. You didn't know that it was based upon what Australians claimed to have seen when they first arrived in the country. A large eagle that claims that some people have claimed has been in Australia for some time. Whether or not it's a permanent resident is up for debate. But they made an entire movie based upon that mythology. So, what is that movie? Beer Jason, I'm hurt. Oh my goodness, with one of the best Disney villains of all time, McLeach. Oh my goodness. This, sir, is Rescuers Down Under. It was Disney's very first digitally composited movie. It is a masterpiece, way better than the first one. This is a must-watch movie. Now, this piece of artwork that they use for it is pretty bland, but this is what right here. Here's a better picture that you can find on the VHS and DVDs out there. So here's the original one, the one on the left, and Disney created Rescuers Down Under to test out their new software for compositing films, and it turned out really well. Oh, that had humans. I thought it was only the mice. No, these are good stories. If you have not seen them, definitely worth the watch. And definitely Rescuers Down Under is towards the top of This is like the definition of what a Disney sequel should have been. They did fantastic job on it. Like, this was before they realized that they could make a bunch of garbage and call it a sequel. But this film, beautiful film. Beautiful. The music is great. And actually, if you go to Walt Disney World, you will hear this music from Rescuers Down Under, which I can't play on stream, but it will be playing at Epcot. And a couple other areas around the park. But yeah, that's on my, I'll say my top 20 or top 30 movies that one should watch. But yeah, Thunderbirds. Now you know. It's believed to be the same creature. I remember when it came out, but I never saw it. The person who did the performance for the villain is the same guy who plays Patton in the historic dramatization of General Patton. Yeah, be sure to take a look at it sometime and tell us what you think about it. But no, we will not send pretzels by way of that eagle. I think it takes a pound of flesh to be able to transport stuff. Patton Oswalt. Well, I'm well, you know, I'm kind of thinking of you know, something that's a little more American. Just thinking. This guy plays the Disney villain. He does a great job. You know, just because I'm thinking about it and I don't care about the copyright strikes because there's a classic scene.
Authorities once again warn residents to use extreme caution.
Think you're pretty smart, don't you? Huh? Who outsmarted who? Who outsmarted who? Huh? I still gotta get that boy to talking, huh? I'm hungry. Can't think on an empty stomach. Gotta have protein. Gotta have eggs. Everyone's got his price. All I gotta do is offer him whatever he wants, and then not give it to him. Did you take one of my eggs? Who Open your mouth. These are not Joanna eggs. Let's see. The boy's got the eagle. I want the eagle. The boy won't give me the eagle. If I could just find the boy's weak spot, I could get him to tell me where the eagle is. But the boy's only got one weak spot, and that is the eagle. Maybe if I stuck him in a giant anthill, that would loosen his tongue, and then I got him! Got your hand caught in the cookie jar, didn't you? Huh? You think you're messing with, you dumb animal? My mental facilities are twice what yours are, you pea-brain.
My mental capacity is twice of a lizard. Anyway, good movie. Good drama, honestly. It's one of Disney's more serious sort of stories that they did a very good job with. I don't think I can measure the mental capacity of a Pepe. Oh, I like your animation. Well, it's not top notch, I will say that. But at least it is decent enough. So now we've got to put this out there. I mean, it's animated. Believe me, there's some really, really neat animations I want to do one day. This next year, I have all sorts of plans, and hopefully, we'll be able to tackle them 1 month at a time. But in terms of doing a very swift animation, it's not bad. So now I got to get the camera to rotate around this. Let's change the frame size. 1920. No, actually, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to keep it this way. We're going to use framing No. Actually, never mind. We are going to do it this way. 101920. There, perfect. So now, our Christmas tree builds. And there we go. Greetings, Bizmaster Studio. It is going decent. I mean, this is a small project to try and because some of my renders have not been turning out so good, so I just needed something to kind of get the gears back into motion. How are you doing, sir? What sort of projects have you... How has your project been going? Any new cards that you got to show? Well, you're very kind. I'm overly critical of my things. I want to add in a background and all, but I don't think I have the time for that. But I know you're probably getting pretty close to doing your, or maybe you're already in testing. I've forgotten. I haven't been around for a while, so I don't really know where you are in the production pipeline. All I know is that you had a whole bunch of great looking cards last I was there, so I think that's all that counts. No new cards for the moment. How goes the rules? The testing of the rules that you were doing. Next round of play testing now. Working on making my post look better. So I got to know, because I saw how you were making your post the other day, and it made me wonder if you need. How should I put this? If you have like a preset kind of set up in like Photoshop or whatnot, to where you can easily drag and drop and swap stuff out for the card posts. I know that's something that people don't always do. I've set up my own templates. I kind of designed them with the idea of repetition. And so I don't know if that's something that you have done for your cards to make the posts easier. But I know that when I did that, it sped up my ability to make posts quite a bit. Of course, it doesn't always pan out perfectly. It always takes some tweaking, but I find that does help out a little bit. No, you do a great job all the same. Yeah, I set up that sort of thing in Affinity. Yes, Affinity. I've been trying Affinity. I gotta say, I like it, but man, it's a tough one for me to wrap my brain around. And so I'm glad they're being able to get a chance to use that, because it is a good, affordable option. Photoshop is so outlandishly expensive, so you're good to be using that. I did that for the card sheets now too. Now more copying and pasting in Asperites at some silly scales. Well, I look forward to seeing what those turn out looking like. Be sure to mention when you're ready to start posting, so that way I can go in and give you all the support. I found Affinity Design so much nicer to use than Illustrator. Affinity Design is actually pretty good. Have you tried their what's the name of it? Affinity Publisher. Have you tried Affinity Publisher? Have you seen the new posting style I have come up with currently? I have not. Feel free to link that so I can take a look at that. haven't tried Publisher yet. It's honestly, it's pretty decent. It's not as good as InDesign. InDesign is still way better, but they're on the right track. All right. Oh, lovely. I like that. Is the meta going to be slimy? Ugh. Yeah. I like that design. Well done, sir. Well done. Gains +1 power for each other slime in play. Those +1s snowball well, and no matter what game it is. So I like that idea. Okay, I want some logs back here. So I didn't want to do a background, and yet here I am trying to do a background. Ridiculous. I spent a stream just looking up other major card game posts and came up with a nicer posting style than just 4 cards on a low saturated green background. Well, you did a good job with that, so I think that I hope that it starts to take off for you. I know that it is so hard to try and get the news out about the projects that you work on. And so I know I've struggled with my own projects trying to get the word out about stuff. And so it is always a hit or a miss. Hopefully you find a good connection with that. And hopefully the people of your community are helping to spread the word and like it. I very much look forward to seeing how your game turns out. I've been curious about games like that for a while, just kind of what it would take to kind of make one of them and pull it off from start to finish. And so I've been taking a lot of notes from you. You've taken a step into a world that I have always been curious about what it takes to actually take a card game from concept to final design. And so you have been very efficient, very effective at being able to pull that off, at least from my perspective. I wonder with projects, I wonder how often projects kind of how many projects need to reach like a certain point of likes before an algorithm starts to take it off. I know that one guy that I knew, he did a very small number of posts, and suddenly his project just skyrocketed out of nowhere. and he did very, very well for himself. I also know that for like some other folks, it can be a bit of a challenge. I'm not sold on the idea of posting every single day, but I do hear people say that that can be very helpful. I would be curious, though, to see if there is a new sort of idea about how you're supposed to pull that off these days, because I haven't seen anything to really replace the kind of the strategy I've been doing for the last 2 years. And I heard someone recently say that it was outdated. And so I think I need to go back and look at my own stuff and say, I need to correct that. I guess we'll see. There's one guy I knew. So the so when I first heard about how to post, it was from a fella. There was just one guy. That's it, just one guy I knew. When I was first getting started, I was taking a lot of cues off of a friend of mine that I knew back at college. He was posting just about every day. And he posted everything. And I looked in and I was like, I don't know if I'm a big fan of this concept. And so I didn't take that sort of advice. And he did incredibly well. But then I've seen people since then try and pull off the same thing, and it's not been very effective. So I think that the algorithm has changed. I think the method has changed. I mean, golly, if you go on to some platforms, they even say don't use hashtags anymore. A lot of it's been taken over by AI and bots. And you all know what I think about bots and AIs, so it makes me wonder what you can do that is not related to using an algorithm or bots to pull it off. Back in the day, we kind of spam it out, but I noticed some people get almost hostile to it now. I think the best ways, honestly, are shoutouts. Shoutouts are probably the most effective way, especially for people that have notoriety. I'm definitely not somebody with notoriety. But I do know a couple of people. And so, when a product is finished, I share it out to a very small group of people. And like, hey, guys, take a look at this. And I don't know how much they engage because I don't get to see the numbers, but I think they do a decent job wanting to show support for stuff. Look like. Where did he put the cues that he took from him? Cues. Oh. I took cues, yes, indeed. Let me see. Where is that cue? I thought I left it around here somewhere. Oh, here we go. Found the cue. Our fancy schmancy cue. Where do you put the J's then? Yes, I'm a letter thief. It's all part of my master plan to take over Sesame Street and all of their letters. You have to start with the letters that nobody wants. Q's and J's. So, my friend that I knew from college, well, still know from college, thankfully, I still have the ability to get in contact with him if necessary. But he's been making a D&D game. Nobody here knows about him. He is somebody who has found some wild success. And I have no idea how that happened. But I've been watching him with great excitement because I know he's been a big... he's had this vision for a long time. And he's finally, after many, many years, getting a chance to see it come into a reality. 13, 14 years he's been fighting to make this happen. And he finally, a little over 2 years ago, found success. It's rare that somebody fights for that long and then finally discovers that success. And so I remember when I was at college talking with him, and he had this grand plan. He laid out everything, and suddenly everyone's like, you'll never take off. And now here he is, years later, tens of thousands of dollars in the bank from this project, and he finally feels like he's arrived. I fully expect that Bizmaster will get there one day, and then we'll all say, we remember when Bizmaster was a nobody on Twitch, and now he is a master of his own card empire. Heyo, says Gutless. What do you call an Egyptian ruler that is completely unbiased? Pharaoh. Goofy. How do you know we don't know him? Okay, I will give you his name. Spark Otter. Do you know him? By the way, his name has changed recently. I don't know why. He finally got the desire to change it. With my luck. with any luck, yes, indeed. No, it's not just luck. Bizmaster is hard work, and you've been putting hard work into this for a long time. It may not be tens of thousands of dollars like my friend, but it may be an impact nonetheless that you get to look back and say, I was involved with this. I got to see it through to completion. Yeah, I don't know him. Yes, indeed. I thought so. I don't know if this was worth it to add this background, but it's a simple background. Now, one thing I want to make sure doesn't happen for myself, if I ever find success, I don't want it to go to my head. Oh, good old Spark Otter. No, don't know him. But I know the Otter streamer. Yep. Okay, so let me actually see if I let's see here. What is he going by the name of these days? Ah, Lucas Zeller. This is him. This is the guy that I used to go to game nights with. Oh, you can't really see him there. Oh, come on. Where'd it go? There he is, hosting his own event now at a Comic-Con. Monsters and Gaming. But yeah, I've known him for many, many years. And this is his book, Book of Extinction. So now you know. Is it the otter from Castercraft? Oh, wait. That's a beaver. Any relations? Don't worry, I can... If you find success, my terror bears will keep you humble. Yes, indeed. But all the thoughts of being successful is in my head. Poor Bastion. We can eradicate those thoughts from your memory very effectively, too. Just say the word, Bastion, and we will bring about some help. Book of Extinction, I thought that was discontinued. T. I heard he goes by Strider Wilhelm Scream. I know that's probably more a username or alias. It's also funny to think that some parents out there actually named their kid Spark Otter. Indeed. And there's weird names out there. There was a guy that was in my community who, like local community, who wanted to name their kid Velociraptor. I was like, why? He was so dumb. But some people are that way. Uh-oh. Why'd that move there? Okay, move that back. What is going on? Okay, we'll delete that. 180. Move that back. And now let's just do a standard duplication. I must go. I have a thing to be at. Good to catch you at it again. See you later, Bizmaster. I hope and pray you find some good success. And we will see you next time whenever and wherever that is. Have a great afternoon, sir. I can only guess this afternoon. My bad if I got the time zones messed up. Okay, why is that happening? What is going on? Key. Oh, okay, I see what's going on. Delete keyframes. There we go. As an advisory, when naming your kid, don't go for a name that might seem cute at birth. Cute on the birth certificate, but will likely get them ridiculed later on in life. 'Tis true. 'Tis true. I want to name my daughter Emphysema. Emphysema? I mean, it sounds quite nice. Emphysema. I don't get it. BR Jason's humor is too high and lofty for me to understand. Emphysema. Emphysema. Okay. BR Jason and his daughter Emphysema. I will expect that to be how he introduces her one day. Even if it's as a nickname. I fully expect that to happen. And if it doesn't, I'll just say BR Jason was pulling our leg. It's a joke I've been telling since high school. Apparently, it only works if I say it. Okay. Well, next time we'll have to make sure that BR Jason sends us a voice recording of himself saying it. And that way, we can hear it and have a good, hearty laugh at it. Because that way, we will get it immediately. Because my pronunciation, of course, is... Well, I've never been great at pronouncing things on stream. So, it only becomes worse when I have to do something that's part of a joke, and I mess up. So then the joke doesn't quite catch the way that it needs to. All right, we're going to do a quick little test render here. We're going to create another small empty here. We're going to call this light target. Track 2. The light target. Yeah, there we go. Nope. Grab these. Duplicate. Yeah. There we go. So now I can come back here and turn this one onto a blue. Okay. And increase that power by 1,000. I have a son and named him Earl E.D. Mice. Ooh, maybe you just don't hear about emphysema as much as we do in Cali as I grew up. It's a disease. Oh no! It's a disease, and it was kind of a social commentary on kids naming. I'm a sheltered fella, as you know. Very sheltered. Mix into that my lack of understanding of diseases and biology and whatnot. So, of course, I'm going to fail that test. Took me a second. That should be on one of the tombstones at the Haunted Mansion at Disney. Eating mice. I think that's one of those, another one of those high and lofty jokes that I, in my simplicity, have failed to comprehend. You'll have to illuminate me a little bit here. as I'm incredibly dense when it comes to this stuff. You scared him away. Is a play on early demise. Oh. Earl E. Demise. Okay, I get that now. Clever. See, do you know, when it comes to escape rooms, I am terrible at them. Like, I'm the type of guy that acts like I haven't the foggiest clue of what's going on. And the reason why is because a lot of the challenges and are just so very lofty that I cannot make heads or tails of it. I have tried, and I routinely fail. Now, bring that around to jokes like that, I will miss things like that. Unless I hear it. If I hear it, things like that, I will catch. Pretzels were not enough for me. I'm not even great at regular rooms. Oh no. Well, we know that BR Jason will probably get trapped in like the living room or something like that. We'll say, "Where's BR Jason?" He'll be trapped, unable to find the front door. I have to weaken this power a lot. Divided by 10. And this one, divided by 10. Hopefully this works. Save that. It's just so bright. Gotta lower the sample as well. Lower it to 25. That should be good. Maybe if I were better at geometry. I mean, 3 dimensions is just way too many dimensions. You know, yeah, Jason, I hate to tell you this. We don't live in flat world. We're in a world of 3 dimensions. And that may be terrifying. You may be screaming right now. But there is no such thing as a 2D world. Despite what many of us in the world of animation would really like to kind of see. Jeff explains something about the 4th dimension. No, there's no such thing as a 4th dimension. 4th dimension believers are crazy. Or on 2 dimensions. So I read, for my math class, I was forced to read a garbage book. What was the name of the book? Was it Flat World? But it was the argument for multiple dimensions. And it was going through all the reasoning about how a 4th dimension actually exists. And there could be a 5th and a 6th and basically infinite number of dimensions. Now, I know the spirit behind why they were trying to make this argument in this book. But I'm highly logical. And as they described it, I thought of all the plot, all the holes in their argument. And the professor was expecting us to basically admit that, yes, there are multiple dimensions. And, oh, yeah, we just need we desperately need the teacher to be able to tell us about these dimensions, about how we're supposed to deal with this stuff. Otherwise, you know, we'll have to suffer or whatnot. So I heard that argument that he gave, and I kind of lost it, you could say. We had to write a paper about it, and my argument was about how crazy the book was. And then I gave all the points about how come there is no such thing as another dimension. Either 2D, 1D, 0D, or 4, 5, so forth. But now I do believe in realms. But they're not dimensions. They're realms. It's not based upon math. It's based upon something that cannot be quantified. A value that cannot be mathematically seen. We want to be in a world where we can prove, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that something is there. I hold up this piece of paper. I know the piece of paper is there. I know that there's a Q on there. I want something that's tangible. I want to be able to hold up this antler and say, yes, this is an antler. It's real. It's sturdy. It came from Alaska. It makes a great back scratcher. If you tell somebody who wants desperately for there to be proof for everything, If you have somebody that wants proof for everything and they're presented with something that cannot be proven, they panic. Many times they panic. It's not guaranteed, but a lot of times they will panic. And does raise the question about how do we argue something spiritual to somebody who is of that sort of mentality? Somebody needs a way to prove it. Well, some people have taken to saying, oh, well, it's the spirit world is another dimension. And then what they don't realize is that they're actually telling somebody you can access the spirit world if you just know the proper combination. That's the way Buddha could get there, and you can have Muhammad get there, and all these people technically are getting there. It's like, no, it's not true. There's one way. There's one way, and to try and make it mathematical, then you're basically saying, here's the rules, now find the cheat code. And there's only one way out. I had a friend. I had a heated discussion with him on this because I suddenly realized this was a big, big stumbling block for him. He had to see proof of everything. If there wasn't proof, it didn't exist. And he was left with all sorts of frustrations and confusion with matters like this. Try and explain to somebody who needs proof of something and say, well, I can't give you proof. And watch them squirm. It's unfortunate, really. Because a lot of people make drastic mistakes throughout life. And it's because doubt starts getting the better of them. And for him, doubt was kind of there. I don't know what happened to him or if he ever changed his views on some things, but it was something that was there. A very big problem. I can't stand when they say those baby ultrasounds are in 4D. Babies can't even count that high. There's no such thing as a 2D world. Then what was I playing back in the NS and NES days? The Toodle Twins have a great Flat World episode. I called it. He pretends that he doesn't have anything to say about the fourth dimension, but here we are. Okay, yes. There are many things I don't need material proof for, especially geometry. But when my students claim to have turned in a paper, I definitely need proof to believe it. Yes. Yes, indeed. And do you need to see a X-ray of their dog's stomach if they ate their homework? Just curious. I'm sorry, Pierre Jason. The my poodle ate my homework again for the 10th time. I don't know what we're gonna do about that. There was a trapper keeper when I was a kid that said, "Sorry, I don't have my homework. My dog ate my brain." Oh no. Remember, if the test says to show your work, Your name at the top of the paper must be accompanied by your birth certificate. Well, I guess that works. I need to throw the rest of those carrots out. I think they're going bad. Wash it down with the pretzel. All right, that's much better. I might have to do a little bit of a tweak. Before and after. Yeah, I need to put it inside of there. I think I'll close off the top for those. They'll probably work out better. Either way, we'll figure it out. There aren't many dogs eating homework excuses, but a few times every year, I have to hear them claim they have cleaned their room and they accidentally threw it away. I haven't seen their rooms, but I seen the desks and cubies of the students who've claimed it, and let me tell you, I have my doubts. Yes. See, I just flat out tell my teacher that I've made the mistake of not being able to finish it on time because I mismanaged my time. I got an A on my my class. Where's the lights here? Point lights. New collection. Point lights. Okay, Jeff and chat. See you later. Have a good evening, BR Jason. Thanks for coming by. And, we'll see you next time, whenever that is. Whether it's here, whether it's over in watching a Red Dead stream on another platform. Man, I had flashbacks watching that today. I really wish things had taken off. But at the same time, things don't take off for a reason. And I think I know why. But anyway, have a good evening, sir, and hope that you find some good chance to be productive over this time. The conversation reminds me once a history teacher at college emailed emailed us our assignments about Christianity in colonial America. The email was titled Model of Christian Charity. I almost failed the assignment because I almost deleted the email. I just read the word charity and reflex assumed it was an advertisement for something. Oh, that's good. It was fun to see you there, though I didn't realize he was playing the first one at first. I never catch Vast stream, so it was cool. Yeah, he hasn't streamed a whole lot. But honestly, it's for the best. He's been productive because of that. And he does that for a little bit of just to make sure people know he's still out there. And also, honestly, because he does want to be engaged in people's lives. And I do like him. He's a good fella. It's a shame that I feel like I have to keep my distance at times. Not of his, not of any fault of his. But, yeah. Anyway. Seeing Red Dead, though, did give me all sorts of memories. Looks like I need to fix the UVs on some of those. All right. So now this is a neat trick. Hopefully this works. So we're going to choose blue for this, and we're going to choose constant. So we have blue, and then we have a little bit of white. We'll have some red. Distance, there isn't enough distance in space between Alaska and Brazil. Well, yeah, yeah, point taken. I mean, by no, I did think about speaking to him, but I didn't want to feel like I was trying to put people into camps and potentially make things a little tense, because I knew he was trying to cooperate with people of a certain community, and so I was trying to just avoid that. But I think I need to start reaching out to him again every now and then to see how he's doing. I still want to see him succeed. I just don't want to bring him into some of the drama that was happening. Why is that not working? Copy. All right, let's just hide the lights for a moment. Let's come into glass, and let's see if we can get this to work in here instead. Put this into emission. Turn the strength to 1. Maybe, here we go. Okay, yes. So that works. Decently, actually. Let's lower that strength. Oh, I know how to do this. Okay. So we're going to grab items that are designated with glass. So we want to select similar by material. Isolate. We're going to now duplicate. We're going to isolate these. We're going to change this to glass color. And then come to modifiers, and we're going to use displace. I'm going to make this 0.1 in negative space. So negative 0.025. Maybe a little bit more than that. 0.5. 0.1. Okay, let's go even further. 0.15. Okay, 0.1 is good. 0.1. So now we're going to copy this to selected. Unhide those. And grab this one. And this is, nope, not one. Okay, this is glass. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Messed up. Messed up indeed. Undo. Do. Display is still there. Now we're going to call this glass color, but we're going to call this color 2. No, no. Undo. Not bad. Color. Now we're going to duplicate it. There we go. That's what we need to do. Nope, never mind. We're just going to disconnect this. Cut. This one right here. Clear it. Materials. And add new material. I want to add a new material. Why can't I not do this? Save, just in case something's about ready to crash. Lights. Small lights. Try this instead. Okay, now grab these and link this. Link materials. Clear. Okay, let's see how this one turned out. We're on image 5 at this point. All right, this was the very first one. This most recent one. Looking pretty decent. By the way, folks, well, actually, I'll wait for the render to finish because I'm sure that the audio glitches during this, or at least it was last time I checked it. Okay. Not bad. Not. Before, after. Before, after. I like it. It's not. I want maybe the room to feel a little bit warmer. This is me taking a simple idea and trying to make it more complex. Let's end off with some more upbeat music before we close things out. Of course, it logs me out. Typical. I gotta fix that problem. If I only knew what was going on. All right. So, Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. No, I gotta... Nah, well, we can't do that. We gotta go with this to end off. Just because I think that there could be, with how YouTube is, I think it could get sensitive to that one. Whereas game music, I know we're in the clear. So, I'm going to be rendering this now that we've kind of come to the end of the stream. This took way longer than I was expecting. I had a few more discussions I ended up doing rather than kind of finalizing this. So I'm going to be working on this for a little while after stream. Let's see. We're going to be actually doing a raid on Twitch tonight because we actually have that ability to do so tonight. So let us see who is currently out there. Let's go over to Pantheon then. We'll go over and say howdy do. Just a reminder, tomorrow we're going to be doing our daytime Fortnite. It is happening earlier than typical. We're going to be starting it at 10:30 Alaska time. So that means that is going to be in 9 hours from now. That means I have to go get some rest soon. So that way I can get up for that because I have that big project that I'm working on. So I'm going to be ending earlier because I need to get that project finalized. Once it's done, and I see what people's reactions are to it, that will shape what the next few months are going to look like. If you like it, then wonderful. If you don't like it, well, at least I tried. Alright, so we're going to head on over to Pantheon/8man. We will see you all next time. Have a very pleasant evening, everybody. Be civil to one another. And now let's go and spread some civility over to Pantheon 3D, who is making a very nice looking spacecraft. Heading on over there. If we see you tomorrow, then we welcome you. And we hope that the community games will be good fun for one and all. Until next time, folks, have a very pleasant evening. And to the rest of you out there, thanks for coming by. Rest well, and we will see you all next time.